Hello and welcome to View from the South Stand. I've got Matt back with me today. Hi Matt, how you doing? And Happy
I'm
New
all right,
Year.
mate. You?
Good. So it's finished Watford 0, Spurs 1 at Vicarage Road today. As I've said on previous guests, I thought today we actually started off quite well, but I just felt it was very, very frustrating as a game as a whole, and we didn't create much. What was your take of it?
Um, I thought we started okay, but
Yeah,
I think that's purely because the opposition are awful. But there's certain bits of it where I thought we was rather sluggish, to
yeah,
be honest. Um, and I look at we was getting a lot of joy down both flanks with Reguilon and Emerson, but it's almost as if like they literally they sprint down the pitch like cheaters. Basically, they sprint down there really fast, and then when they get the ball and they've got to make a decision, they move into sloths all of
yeah,
a sudden. They're just so slow, and the amount of chances that Emerson could have put into the box and done half decent with the delivery, Reguilon the same. For me, could be controversial, but I think we've got two of the most. You look at Robertson and Alexander Arnold for Liverpool. Like the
yeah.
amount of chances they create, we've got to have the two least creative wing backs in the league. They're the final product's awful. It's awful.
Do you think I'm more looking at Royale here more than Reguilon, just because Reguilon, been at Real Madrid, and
Yeah.
I think watching him at Seville, he's never been that sort of player. But with Royale, do you think we could work on that at Spurs and actually, because like you said, he was getting in some good positions, both of them. But actually, when it came down to it, their final ball was absolutely shocking from both of them,
Yeah.
and they had more than five chances to actually put it
hmm
in that box and never done it. So do you think we can work on that with Royale, or
Um, I, I think kind of going forward, he's all right. He's
yeah,
got he's fast. But I think the thing I'm worried about is similar to Reguilon, which when we signed him, he looked really good. Like going forward, he looks
yeah,
really good. But it's defensively, I'm kind of a little bit worried and a little bit thingied about with like not so much in today's game, but in previous games, I'm worried more defensively. But going forward, I'd like to think that yeah, you could work on his final delivery because he's got the players to find in the box. He's got Son, Kane, Lucas.
yeah.
Højbjerg was even making runs in the box. I've seen Højbjerg in the opposition box the most time I've seen since he's signed from Southampton. He's playing more of a box to box midfielder today. But
Yeah.
no, I do think there's room to work with Emerson. I think he's still quite raw. He's still quite raw, like what Reguilon was when he came over. Both come over from Spain, different kind of
Yeah.
football. He's very raw still, but I think there is a player in Emerson, but I'm slowly losing a little bit of faith with Reguilon, to be honest. I really am.
Do you think Reguilon at the moment has been quite lucky to be in the team because Ryan Sessegnon got injured after the Liverpool game?
Absolutely, I feel like that because we play like our only other left back that we've had over the years has been Davis, and he's clearly Davis isn't a left wing back; he's a
Yeah,
left back in a back four,
yeah,
or like what he plays with. In the Wales national team, he plays as a left-sided centre half, which is what he started to do here.
yeah,
And I don't mind him as a left-sided centre half, but to answer the question, yeah, I think he's very lucky that Sessegnon started the season. He was injured, and then he came in for that Liverpool game. He done really well, done a job up against Salah, best
yeah,
player in the world,
yeah,
and obviously then apparently he's got had another injury, so that's why he's
yeah.
not really been in the squad that much. But I think Reguilon's very lucky to keep his place. The fact that there's not really an out and out left wing back without Sessegnon to replace him, I think he's very lucky.
And what you making of Son and Kane's performances at the moment? I think Kane obviously today missed a great chance
Oh
to
yeah,
make it
yeah,
1-0. But he's probably playing better as a number 10, as they
hmm
say.
yeah.
And what you making of Son as well?
I mean, I've always said with Kane, I think the older he gets, the more you're going to see him pushed further and further back.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's going to get pushed back into a centre half, but he'll do a similar role to like what Wayne Rooney was like
yeah,
in under United.
yeah,
Was up front and then got pushed back to a 10 and then got pushed back even further in like his
yeah,
last season to a centre midfielder. But I think Kane, well, you saw last year, was it 2 years ago when he got the won the Golden Boot and won the assist? You
Oh,
know,
last year, yeah,
all
yeah,
the time when he was getting the ball to come in to get all of his assists, he was dropping in deep and playing balls through. But Son, as I said the last game, I said Son's can be extremely frustrating, and he was non-existent today, barring putting that one ball in at the end for Sanchez's header, which
which
was a
wins the
good ball.
game.
Put in, won us the game, yeah. But his performance was bang average today. I thought it was a bang average performance, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially against a very average Watford team who had one chance, I think it was that Josh King one, which Lloris made a good save from. They were awful.
Do you think, speaking of the chance today, because I personally I thought we just had a lot of the ball and did nothing with it.
Yeah.
Do you think it was more down to Ranieri's tactics today because of he probably saw us against Southampton's, probably seen us in previous games and gone, let's camp up in the middle, let's let Reguilon and Royal have the ball because both of them can't cross for nothing. And do you think do you think that's what Ranieri went with, and that's what and Watford team first half didn't even? I don't remember them going into our box.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's always hard, isn't it, to try and break down a team that essentially have 11 men behind the ball, no matter who you're playing. But you know the lower teams, the lower league teams are gonna do that against the top six, if you want to call it. They're gonna do that. I think it is. As I said, it's very difficult to break down a team that have 11 men behind the ball. But I see something on BBC Sport today, which wrapped up Emerson's performance well, was that Ranieri will be happy with how his team have performed because they're giving Royale loads of time on the ball, but his final delivery is awful. So they're essentially, as you said, giving them the ball, giving our wing backs the ball, but they know that the delivery is not going to be great, so they can just clear it away and then come up as a unit. But I think that's got a part to play in it, yes. But our team should be good enough to break through that. We've got such a good team. We should be able to break through that. But it had a little part to play in it, I think. Yeah.
And let's get to the penalty incident with Lloris. Yes or no for you?
I mean, I watched the Arsenal City game before that, and I thought Arsenal were lucky not to get a penalty on Ødegaard for Ederson.
I've watched that back. Do you know what's weird? I've watched that back again, and I can see why VAR didn't give it.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's a fact. If you look at the replay and go close up, it's actually a foul on Ederson.
Yeah. Well,
because he steps on him. Because the way he turns the ball, and it's gonna went at fast. I'm very surprised they didn't give a penalty. But actually, when you look at the replay and slow it down, which I've seen some all over Twitter and Arsenal fans, and it's like actually that's made it more sense to why they didn't give it. But it is what it is.
I think going on to Lloris's one.
Yeah.
I mean, it again looking at the replays, it didn't look like he got the ball. To be honest,
no.
It didn't look like he got the ball at all. And again, how's that not gone on being checked? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very surprised it wasn't checked. Maybe they got scared because of what happened with Harry Kane the other day. But then, could we have had two penalties ourselves? Dyer and Kane.
Yeah, the one on Kane, 100%. I mean, if Kane goes down, like the thing that annoys me is the commentator who I was listening to when I was watching the game. He was saying outside the box, that's a free kick. What's the difference? Wherever it is on the pitch, a foul's a foul. It really gets on my nerves when commentators say that. Like, oh, well, if that was outside the box, it's a free kick. It doesn't matter. A foul's a foul, whether it's outside the box or in the box. But 100%, he's basically, if Kane goes down there, it's a penalty. I mean, plaudits to Kane for staying up. But if he goes down there, it's 100%. He's got both arms around him.
Yeah, I think he lets go just at the right moment for Kane not to go down. I think Kane was thinking about it, and I think he just kind of, Kane's kind of one of these people now. He knows he's got a reputation where sometimes he goes down a little bit easy, but and then he gets it all over. He'll get most of the flack where Salah does it, and it's completely the opposite.
Yeah.
So he probably thought, no, I'm not going to go down this time, and it's worked against him. But the Dyer one,
the Dyer one as well. I've always said, but before VAR come in, how many times were them kind of decisions not given? Not just for Spurs fans, but just in general. The amount of times you'd see people like basically hugging and rugby tackling people to the floor, and it wouldn't get given. And I thought, and that's another reason why VAR's come in to kind of sort that situation out as well. Again, they're both penalties. I don't know how it's not been seen. Like, I don't know. It's beyond me.
There should have been at least 3 penalties today.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. It should have been 3 penalties. 2 to us, 1 to them. But there you go.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I want to just go on Sanchez's performance. Because you said earlier that you think Real the last few games has been playing really well, um, and I think I was going to put that down to has he been playing really well since Sanchez has come into the team, because even Sanchez's performances have been slightly better as well.
Yeah.
So have them two and I'm looking at the way they've played against Southampton and the way they've played today. Do you think they're kind of building up a relationship there? And then and I throw in another question there. Romero, when he comes back, do you put him straight in, or do you
Um,
make it, or do you think the defense have played that well actually at the moment? Leave them as they are.
no, I think Romero slots straight back into that team. I think, and I think you unfortunately you got to substitute Davis. I think out of it because Sanchez has looked all right.
Yeah,
He will do some. He's done it a couple of times today. It's almost as if he's got like a 50p head after the time he heads the ball and it just goes behind him instead of in front. Or,
yeah,
but I'll give plaudits where plaudits due. He did do well today. Dyer as well done okay, but
yeah,
I feel Romero definitely comes in and slots into that team. But what I'm a little bit worried about is Conte is too stuck in his way of playing this back three, back five. And today, yes, he changed it to a back four eventually, but it took him 82 minutes to do that. When he must have realised how we was getting into the positions, yes, but there was no creativity in there at all. There was no creative person in the centre there. Whereas he bought on Winks for Skip and then bought on Lo Celso for Regulon and then changed to the back four. As Lo Celso would have been that player in the middle, that creative player, similar to like an Ericsson type.
yeah,
But that if you're playing a back three or back five, however you look at it, you need to have some form of creative player in the centre. You can have a holding player like a Højbjerg or a Skip, but you've got to have some form of creative spark in the centre
yeah.
to be able to thread the balls through to the likes of Lucas Son Kane, or even you go 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, or however you look at it. And unfortunately, Son or Lucas will have to come out for a creative player like an Ali or an Ndombele or Lo Celso. But I'm worried. I'm worried he's stuck in his ways with this back five
Do you
or
think?
back
Do you
three.
think? Actually, thinking about that, actually, you've just said that you've just brought up a very good point. The three players that you've mentioned are three players that Conte don't trust:
Mm-hmm.
Ali, Celso, and Ndombele.
Yeah.
So, do you think that's what's playing on his mind when he's going to make these? When today, when he waited to the 82nd minute to actually bring on?
Um. Yeah, it can, but the players usually 9 times out of 10, especially for a manager like Conte, the players are going to play for the manager,
Yeah,
aren't they? Because especially at the moment where they have fallen out of favour, they're not playing. As soon as you get your opportunity, you've got to take it. And in a game like that, where we needed somebody creative in the centre of the park and change to a back four and do like a 4-3-3 maybe, we needed that creative spark. You're looking at Ndombele or Ali. I wouldn't even
yeah.
really say Lo Celso. I'm surprised he bought on Lo Celso. He must seriously hate Ndombele. Like seriously, just not fancy him at all. He
Do,
must do.
personally, do you think he's gone? That's
And
it now. We've
yeah,
sold him.
yeah, I do. I think that because he come out the other day and said that Winks is going to stay. He likes Winks,
Yeah,
so Winks is going to stay. Um, yeah, I think Ndombele's gone. I think Ali potentially a loan move might work out for him.
yeah,
I don't know, but I think Ndombele's gone, and it is a shame because he's got bundles and bundles of talent. He's
yeah,
such a talented footballer, but if you're not giving it 100%, you're always going to fall out with your manager, no matter who's your manager.
yeah. Of course. And last question of the day: who is your man of the match?
Um, I thought Skip looked good before he come off,
Yeah.
but I'm always a sucker for someone who scores the winning goal in the 96th minute. So you got to give it to Sanchez, really, haven't you? A couple of
Yeah.
dubious kind of decisions that he made, but all in all, it was a solid-ish performance. And yeah, scored in the 96th minute, pretty much last-minute winner. So you can't not give it to him, really, can you?
Yeah. Good, good, good. Matt, thank you for your time today. And anybody watching, please follow us, please like and subscribe. And as always, as we finish, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.